Hey, how's it going, guys? Andrew here, back again. Gonna do another Auto Andrew tip of the day. And since we talked about windshield wipers yesterday and passing inspection, I figured I'd talk about air filters today, or your air cleaner. This is another common thing that like oil change and lube places like to look at, and they like to charge you a lot of money to replace it. So I've gone in, done a little research, and I want to tell you guys what I've learned about when you should replace your air filter, kind of what to look for symptoms wise when you need to replace it, and all of that kind of stuff. So check it out. Okay, so to kick this off, for those that don't know, your air cleaner is in your engine bay. So you're going to want to go under your steering wheel and pop your hood, and we'll come around here, feeling around for the little latch, raise her up, and then you'll usually see some kind of big hose or something coming from your engine, and your air cleaner will usually be located along the front edge on either side inside a box like this. So what you'll want to do is you want to take off any screws or any kind of attachment points. Some of them just you can unclip open with some plastic clips. They're easier to get into than this, but you'll just want to open this up and take a look. So I'm going to take a moment and unscrew mine, and we'll look at what's going on. So after unscrewing the screws, as you can see, you can open up the air box. There's the other side of the hose where the air goes to the engine. And so you just want to take a look around in there. You can see I've got a little bit of debris, bug bodies and stuff, but here's the filter that those lube places like to change, which is not a bad thing, but it's just they usually end up charging a little bit more than it would be to just get the part and do it yourself. And it's very easy, so I recommend that you do it yourself. But let's just kind of look at this one. So you can see I've kind of got a little bit of debris in there. And it is fairly dirty, and it's been probably a year or so since I've changed this, so I could probably change it, and it wouldn't be a bad thing. But this is still pretty much kind of an okay filter. I think you could get by on this one for a little bit longer, because as you can see, the dirt doesn't go all the way down the fins. It's kind of just right on the edge. So I'll probably just shake this one out, maybe vacuum it and put it back in and call it good, and charge it at a later date. But another thing I wanted to point out, on GM vehicles at least, and I'm sure some other vehicles have this, you've got this kind of resistance indicator on the airbox, and it lets you know the resistance coming from the filter on the airflow. So see right here, I've got probably, I'm not sure what the interval is here, but I'm only on the first interval. So once it gets down here in the red, this thing will tell you when it's time to replace it, as long as it's functioning correctly. And then you can just replace the air filter. Hit this button right up here on the top to reset it, and you'll be good to go. So that's kind of just a quick overview on air filters and kind of how to find them, get them out, take a look at them. So before you go to taking all this apart, you're probably wondering, what kind of symptoms a dirty air filter will give you, so that you'll kind of know what you're looking at before you go in here and tear all this apart. And one of the first things you'll notice is a decreased fuel efficiency. So you'll get a lot smaller miles per gallon number, and that's just because the ratio of the air and fuel mixture in your vehicle is having to struggle a little bit for that reduced air that's coming in. This little box right here has to suck about 10,000 gallons of air in order to burn 1 gallon of fuel. So that's a lot of air that's flowing through this all of the time. So that's why it's very, very important to keep this thing clean. And that's also why the mixture can get messed up, because this thing's pulling a lot of air. So if it's clogged, you'll notice decreased fuel efficiency. Another thing that can happen is the change in fuel ratio can actually cause your spark plugs down here to foul out because of an increase of fuel going in. And you'll get a lot of carbon buildup and stuff like that. So your fuel light can actually, or your check engine light, can actually come on your dash. And that'll be, that can happen because of carbon buildup or fouled plugs. So that's another thing to look out for with a dirty filter. So a few other things you can notice if you've got a clogged air filter is usually kind of a rough start, and also a rough idle can happen because the engine's struggling to pull air in from the intake. And you can also notice rough acceleration for the same reason, because as you mash on the pedal, it's having a hard time getting air into the engine to compensate for your increased desire for power. So those are things to look out for as well. Just keep an eye on your miles per gallon indicators if you have them, or if you have a log, And also check out to see if you've got some of those air restriction indicators on there, because those can be great tools. So, moral of the story, should you get this thing changed at your next oil change or when the guy recommends it at the mechanic shop? Yes and no. It depends on if you want to deal with it yourself and maybe save a couple, you know, $25 or something like that, or if you just want to let them handle it and not get your hands dirty like this. But the recommended interval changes per vehicle and per driving conditions, so it's kind of hard to recommend a catch-all interval on when to change these things. But I recommend you look at your owner's manual. It'll have maintenance schedules in the back on when you should change these and under what conditions. Typically a good average is something like every 15,000 miles, every other oil change, or you know, if you're in dusty conditions, you may have to change it a little quicker. Once a year is also a pretty good average to go off of. Just make sure you change this thing, you know, fairly frequently, but try to do it in the most cost-effective way you can, because a lot of times, you know, I know at one local shop here, they charge like $75 or $80 to change one of these. And that just seems a little high to me, because I know these filters, at least for my truck, are somewhere in like the $45 to $50 range, maybe $60 for a really good one. So I know I can save about $20 changing this myself the way I just showed you, as opposed to having them do it. And, you know, that's money well saved to me. I can put that money into something else on the car or the truck, or, you know, go have a nice meal or something. Anyway, so that's today's Auto Andrew tip of the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I may try and do a couple other things that revolve around getting your state inspection, or, you know, when you take vehicles into like lube places, what to look for, because those guys like to upsell you on things that you can do yourself and save a little bit of money. But anyways, that's today's tip of the day. Air filters. Go check them out. Make sure they're clean, get them changed if they're not, and try to do so on like a regular interval, so you can A, save money on gas, and, you know, B, save money doing it yourself, which is what this channel is all about. So if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be putting out tips like this all the time, and anytime I have to repair something, I'll be making a video about that too. So, you know, I encourage you to like and subscribe if you're into this kind of content, and I hope to see you guys in future videos. Thanks for watching, and happy wrenching.